Welcome to stenojunction.com. My name is Ankit, currently working with Government of Rajasthan, and I have many years of experience of teaching stenography. So it is 60 words per minute, starting in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Prominent monopoly houses and other companies have done so and are still doing this. Some of the small-scale sector enterprises are owned by the multinational companies. Small-scale units are small because of the limited resources of the entrepreneur. The definition of the small-scale sector, which is so changed as to permit monopoly houses to enter into the small-scale sector. Therefore, what I urge that the minister should give a considered thought to the definition of the small-scale sector, which is giving every scope to the multinationals to enter into small-scale sector and corner all the benefits. The monopoly houses enter the small-scale sector and several companies numbering 290 are in the small-scale sector because of the lacunae in the definition, which is deliberately retained. I use the word deliberately. I am sorry if I am wrong. I may be corrected. I will be too happy for that corrections. Large houses entry in the small scale sector by the virtue of their large resources, both technical and commercial, places the real small scale manufacturer at a definite disadvantage. He is eliminated. He is being annihilated. The big shark is eating the small fish. There is no turnover ceiling. There is no reference to the character of ownership. There is a constant upward revision of investment ceiling. Para. I give a more glaring example of an electronic company, Western, for instance. It registered itself as a small scale unit, but the amount it spends on publicity alone must be several times larger than the total investment of most of the small scale units. I will give one more instance of companies which are subsidiaries to big houses. There is a big list available. The minister himself must be knowing it. The government of India says that small-scale undertakings, which are subsidiaries or are owned or controlled by any other undertaking, are not eligible for special concessions. Let the minister then identify those industries. The stock reply is, this is a matter within the purview of the state government. This information is not maintained by center. Let them not come forward with such replies. When I put a question, a reply came that the information was not maintained by the center. This was the reply. Is the government in the dark, or do they want us to be in the dark? In either case, it is not good for the country. Government has more than 50% equity. We have private companies where government have more than 50% of equity, and there government has a definite and decisive say. Para. Sir, politics has always been defined as a system under which you determine who gets what, how much, and how. Politics is concerned with the distribution of assets, resources, and goods and services of the society. But politics in our country has been reduced to a game of competitive acquisition, and we politicians perhaps are very acquisitive animals. We are always confronting each other in order to get wealth. Very hopefully for our states, for our regions, for our communities, a bigger share of the cake, some sort of a struggle is essential. Certain degree of competition ought to be there, but when it is carried to a point where we start encroaching upon the legitimate aspirations of another region of our country, then perhaps we give rise to a situation which does not augur well for harmony to which my friend referred. Para. Sir, we have two ways of looking at the problems that are with us today. One is, of course, to go into contemporary reality. The other is to take a conceptual view. Stop.